UFO Bros.
Hey everyone, it's Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens, and you're experiencing UFO Bros TV.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we are here. What's up, everybody? I'm Emmett.
And I'm Joe.
And we are the
UFO Paranormal Bros?
Bros. No, we're not very paranormal.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
I think you're kind of paranormal.
But we did, yeah.
We did. Look, you guys, we suck at this video live streaming.
Yeah, we do.
We've had nothing but problems. I mean, first and foremost, of course, I'm sure you've heard, my cat destroyed our primary probe casting laptop. So we had to get a new laptop and get everything all set up and get new connectors because Apple likes to change connectors every year. Lightning cable, USB, USB 3 to USB-C.
Hepatitis C.
Yeah, USB-C, USB-B, and USB-A. All curable now. Did you know that hepatitis... No, is it hepatitis?
Hepatitis C is curable.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's
Pamela Anderson had hepatitis C and cured it with Tylenol.
I don't think Tylenol sounds like an appropriate cure. That's just me. But we're back, and we're checking the live chat. Nothing looks, so we are indeed live, Joe.
Yes, finally.
Yes, and we got some light. We're getting better. This is not... Well, this is kind of the facility now. We're in the facility now. It's kind of a shithole. But, you know, we're working on it a little bit at a time. As you can see, we have a new friend here.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
What's his name?
We haven't named him yet.
You named him earlier.
No, I think we should have the probers, the probettes, and the probits. We should have them name this one. So we can bring it along with us for all the adventures and we can beat the crap out of them. Kind of like a crash test dummy.
But you had a name for him earlier I thought was pretty funny. What was it called? You called him, I forgot. Anyway.
I did. I called him, what did I call him? What did I call him?
I don't know. It was funny, though. We've got a toilet seat with an alien on it. We've got some fun stuff. And, of course, our poster.
We're working on it. On the hoverboard.
Oh, yeah. We got our 80s hoverboard. It doesn't hover. Just so you know. Thank you all who are listening to this show. And for those of you who would rather listen to us than watch us, make sure you follow us on all things social media. You can find us by searching UFO Bros on the podcast store. You can also follow us on all things social, as I said before, at UFO Bros TV, except for Twitter, Joe. What's that?
Because we are at UF0 Bros TV.
Yes.
That almost sounded like...
Do you know that really fucks up the consistency I had planned for our brand? You know that?
Well, there's always a one odd. It's okay.
All right. Well... Who knows? Maybe that's the one that becomes most successful because it's so different.
Maybe.
Speaking of successful because they're so different, Mr. Tom DeLonge, the rock star. We've been trying to talk about this for 3 episodes now, and we always have a big, problem. As an example, last night, which we're doing today, last night's show, the internet went out about this far into it, and we just stopped going live and everything.
Because of our new piece of equipment, everything had to be updated to the new software, and it decided to do a 32-minute software update right when we started. So
that was my fault. Sorry. Joe's been more than willing. The last few times has definitely been my fault. But we're back, and we're working on consistency and regularly being, doing our show, doing our thing, talking about UFOs and aliens.
In any other way.
Exactly. So, can we talk about DeLonge?
I'm tired of talking about DeLonge.
Well, look, I know, but I've been trying to talk about this for 3 episodes, and I don't know where else to talk about it.
Then spill it.
Okay, just give me a second. Hi, welcome to the Emmett Show. Hi. So, Tom DeLonge, as you all know, has a public company. You can invest. It's $200 to get in, $5 a share. He's almost up to $2 million right now. It's crazy. He claims that
$2 million of shares.
Well, $2 million of investments almost.
Well, why don't you put a $5 investment in for UFO Bros TV?
Because you have to pay $200 in order to be able to buy into the shares.
Thanks, Tom.
But listen, though. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about UFOs, but he says, I don't call them UFOs anymore. I call them advanced...
Alien.
No. Try again. Like the Little Mermaid.
Flying.
No, she doesn't fly. Advanced...
I don't know. Go for it.
What's the Little Mermaid's name?
Oh, advanced aerial warcraft.
Advanced aerial threats. That's the word he used. Advanced aerial threats. What is that? An AAT in terms of an acronym? That's not very... Doesn't roll off the tongue. But still. Why are they threats? Why do they call them threats? Why does he refuse to just call them UFOs? I mean, that's kind of the nomenclature.
He's probably just staying away, making... let's just say...
Can you put your lips up to the damn microphone? Just a little bit more.
What he's trying to do is trying to brand UFOs in a different way, in a different name,
okay,
so that it's not mixed in with all the other commercial and merchandised and whistleblower, BJ, you know.
Whistleblower BJs. Oh my goodness. They would all come forward, wouldn't they? Sorry about that.
But still, you know what I'm saying? That's what he's probably trying to go on a different path.
That's actually really smart. I mean, we're talking about it. It got us to talk about it. And the reason why is I started researching advanced aerial threats, and I couldn't find anything on that, of course, because it's top secret in terms of the program and all that. But I looked, and I was like, you know what? We're going to do our next show for the past 3 weeks on advanced aerial.
Sorry.
I just want to know why they'd be
That
considered
was live.
threats. Yeah, that's not the only thing you've done live. Look, we don't have any chatters. It's because we're in the middle of the day. But there's 4 people watching. Thank you to the 4 who are currently...
Three falling.
Okay.
To 0.
No, seriously, just indulge me for a minute. Like, why are they threats? And in what way would they be threatening us? And I think one is obviously our normal... kind of how we go about our day and our thinking, you know. Most of us, not me, pray at every meal and go to church, and they, you know, have a day-to-day process that they go through. You know, it's normal for them. It's right for them.
Is it righteous?
And what would it mean for them if...
Did you know that the new Bill and Ted 3 is going to be coming out soon? They're going to make a Bill and Ted 3 station.
I really wanted to finish this.
Oh, proceed.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add to the conversation?
No, I'm just thinking of Bill and Ted, that's all.
I know. I'm talking about UFOs, and you're like, donut? You watch too much Homer Simpson. You're turning into him. Your donuts. Donut. Almost. Not quite there. But anyway, the reason why they'd be a threat is because that'd be a threat to your day-to-day like process, right? Wouldn't that be a threat in a sense to your day-to-day thinking and beliefs?
Biblically, exactly.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
What I've been saying.
What I was getting at, what I was trying to say was, it's not necessarily like military threat or they're going to blow us up kind of threat. Maybe it's just a threat in terms of how the American population goes about their day to day, paying their taxes, paying their tithing, all that sort of stuff. What would that mean if all of a sudden the American people and the worldwide people, or people worldwide, knew that we were indeed being visited from machines?
Oh my God, machines.
From another star system or another dimension, or, you know what, possibly even, and most indefinitely out of a different time, because if they can bend space-time, they can
Would you
travel.
want to grab me a short bathroom break?
Really?
I need to get my phone so I can do the chat live.
Yeah, please. Please leave. Please. Yes, please. Go get what you need. Hi, welcome to the Emmett UFO show. This show will be far more educational, far more charismatic. probably a little, you know, spicy. So, let me get this out before Joe gets back. So, what I was trying to say is it's a threat that way to our normal day thinking. Could be a threat militarily in terms of what types of advanced weaponry they have. Let's see. It could just be a threat to our aerial space in general, or our airspace, not aerial space, airspace in general. Because think about it, these are machines carrying such advanced technology that they can evade our radars. They are able to outfly pretty much, almost. Well, not pretty much. They're able to outfly our current means of, you know, I guess, military flight, jets and those sorts of things. They also move in really weird sorts of ways. They zigzag. They stop instantaneously on a dime. They make 90-degree turns. They move away from you at multiple speeds of, or multiples of 1,000 miles per hour. It's absolutely insane. And as far as I know, I don't believe we have any sort of technology that can go from 0 to 8,000 miles an hour instantaneously. So I think that when we're moving at that kind of speed and we're moving in that sort of erratic way, this is what I was saying earlier, that they are indeed bending space-time, right? So if you look at space-time as a malleable sort of... Oh, he's back. You look kind of like a trans man today.
Well, it's whale watching season.
You're a terrible person. I love it.
You're just terrible, period.
Yeah. So we can move on from dong.
Okay,
dong,
so you're
dong,
gonna
dong,
fuck
dong.
yourself now. Looks like he's sitting at a bar.
He does. He needs a beer, bro.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
We have one in there.
What do we have?
Need an assistant to get us a beer.
I know. You know what we need, actually, is somebody to remotely run our show. That's possible with this program that I'm using. Somebody else can run it from somewhere else.
Oh.
And remotely access our show. If you're interested, hit us up.
UFO Bros TV.
I was just telling Joe earlier today that when we started this, like over a year ago, well, about a year ago, actually. About a year ago,
exactly.
We just literally hooked up a couple of microphones that we got for like $10. It was
From
like
Amazon?
From Amazon. It was like 2 little microphone lapels, and they all went into one headphone jack, and that's how we recorded our first episodes. And we were outside most of the time.
Yeah, so this is no different.
Oh, well, these are better microphones. This should look like a scepter, so that when I'm talking, it's like I have a scepter. Okay. I don't know. Scepter or not scepter. Yeah, anyway, so like $15 microphones or whatever to this setup, and we're upgrading. And every time we upgrade, it's harder crap to do and learn, and we're totally dedicated to it, so just kind of bear with us.
Oh my god.
And bear with us getting through a cold. I swear we're like a married couple. If I get a cold, you get a cold, and you get a cold, and I get a cold, honey.
Well, you had
You
it.
get a cold, and I get a cold, yeah.
And the little one, and then the other one, and that one, and then I got it. So after through 18 people, I finally got it.
It sucks, huh?
You just
I'm
sucked
still
it.
dealing with the cough. Still dealing with the post-nasal trap.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah. We need a new name for you, like
Fuck off.
a new trans man name. What do you think would be a good?
Yeah, you know what? I hope.
Just kidding, I'm just
And
kidding.
if you want all the hate mail, please, UFO Bros TV
At
Emmett. You want Emmett.
at gmail.com if you have complaints, or post them below in the video. We love it when people complain. Makes our day. But we got to keep talking about like what's going on, what we're gonna do. Do you?
We have something, but we can't say nothing of the something.
We have something
There's
that we
no something?
We're just always working on something.
Something.
And we're kind of like
say nothing of the something.
Well, also too, we don't like to like say we're gonna do something unless we know it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Right, Joe?
Yes.
Very good. Speaking of, we need to plan another expedition within the next few months. Somewhere close. And I was thinking of one of a couple things. I think
I have a spot actually. The top of Stevens Creek towards the San Jose area, Santa Clara area. There's supposed to be a lot of activity over there because of the Air Force Base there. There's supposed to be a lot of activity out there.
I was thinking that. I was also thinking we should find the first alien encounter, apparently, I've been researching, was in Lodi, California, which is not far from us.
No.
It's like an hour and a half. I think it'd be cool to kind of hunt down where this alien encounter happened. Why is it that when I start talking about aliens, you start...
That might be my phone.
Yeah, well, nobody cares. You see.
Face!
No, that was a diesel truck, not a phone. He's sitting here waiting on... Okay. Joe, we are in the age of iPhone X.
Hold on a second.
We are in the age of, probably alien tech we're using. Joe decides to buy a brand new iPhone. You know what he chooses to buy? An iPhone 6.
Yes.
We are already at 6, 7, 7 plus 8, 8 plus 10. No 9. 8 to 10.
Minus that equals 6.
You're so silly.
No, okay, this is the thing.
Isn't that bull crap?
Oh my god.
It's like probably a few $100 more just to get the X. But tell me why do you want to go back in time technologically?
For one thing, it does the same thing that I want the 7 to do. You need to shut your hole.
Can you get closer to the microphone? Thanks.
Oh shit, there's 2 things.
For one thing, I'm tired of the dongle on the 7. I have the 7 Plus. I don't like the stupid dongle. I don't like Bluetooth headphones because it's something you have to charge, and if you don't charge it, you're screwed. Unfortunately, where I go all the time, I need to have headphones.
You sleep with headphones in.
I sleep not most of the time. Yes, I do maybe, but it's not once a night. But the thing is, let me punt to me talk. Thank you.
Tell the people.
The thing is I like the headphone jack and the charging. I like that at the same time. You can't do that with the 7. You have to dongle in and dongle out and plug the dongle in the socket, and it's just annoying. I just want both charging. And if you get the dongle that does the charging in the headphones, it's not compatible with the iPhone because it won't work.
Because you refuse to spend extra money on an Apple certified cable.
They don't make an Apple certified cable that
has dual charger and listening. Why don't you just...
The guy from Apple, I would have bought one a long time ago.
Has a $15 pair of Skull Candy headphones and is listening to music on an $800.
I like Skull Candy. I don't like those big ass buds for big ass ears for big ass heads.
Well, you have tiny holes, tiny nose holes.
I got tiny nose holes. I got tiny ear holes. I have a tiny penis.
You should have finished that. You stopped at I have a tiny penis.
I was gonna say hole.
I just almost died right now. That was... I cannot wait until this is over. I can fast forward to that part. I have a tiny penis. That's funny, Joe. For those of you who are joining us now, welcome. We're just talking about Joe's penis hole size. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you who are only listening, you're missing out a whole lot. So make sure you check us out on youtube.com/UFO Bros TV. Joe is gone.
I'm not gone.
Who's in the chat room?
There's 2 people.
Well,
Someone
can you
says
tell?
Someone said UFO Hotos.
Can you tell me their names so I can acknowledge them? Or can you? You acknowledge them.
I can't say the name.
Do you know how to read?
I can read just fine. Read the.
Well, read it. You do a good job. Popcorn
Okay.
Joe.
Popcorn Joe. Isaiah Tabor. UFO Hotos. Then Bonnie said,
Bonnie said,
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Probably because you're talking about your penis hole. I don't like it. Ew. Moving on. Puppies and blenders. Ugh. So, speaking of UFOs. I just kind of a new acronym. LPHs. Little penis holes.
Shirt hashtag LPA. What's that? Little penis hole.
There's just like a penis flying with a tiny little hole in it.
This show went.
Well, I mean, I know this show just kind of went crashed off into the ditch, but that's okay. You know, I wanted to tell you, remember when we were talking about, it was like shows and shows ago, but we talked about the aerial school incident in Africa? If you don't know, this is just a side note. I wanted to let you guys know because I saw they're making a documentary. And the reason I know that is because Dan Aykroyd actually shared it on his Facebook page. So this is an interesting case. Actually, I think it was covered by Josh Gates recently on Hunting for Aliens on the Travel Channel. I think he covered it too. The area school incident's a really interesting one because you're talking about an entire school full of children that witnessed the most incredible sight of a flying saucer.
UFO Hoto means UFO queer. Very good there, guy.
Wow, that was... Ooh. We use the word retard on this show. We're not offended by that, so try again. Moving on. It's an interesting case. It's about this flying disc that comes out of the sky, lands into some woods near a school playground. And these kids see this amazing disc land and beings come out of it, some of which approached them, some of which were said to be moving around strangely or floating as they moved or moving around on top of the ship. Basically, there's multiple accounts of what people saw. There's all these children who went in separately with a psychologist and they talked through the incident, getting them to draw what they saw, getting them to try to get this sighting on tape. And it's about time somebody followed up on it. It's been years or decades. It's been decades since this has happened, and it's good to see what people remember now from what they remember decades ago. What's going on, Joe?
Nothing. I'm just reading.
Is there anything in there we should talk about?
No, nothing. That's the reason why I keep looking.
Well, what does it say? There's a few things going on there.
No, it's just high back and forth and blah, 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 blah. It's nothing new.
Well, who's in the chat?
The same 2 people. I will let you know.
Okay.
The same 2 people. If I'll let you know what's something.
You just look awfully happy and silly to just be looking at people saying hi.
It's just.
This is you. And I'm like, what?
That's my unconcerned face.
Is that just your resting face? You're stupid. Are you having a good time watching us on the phone?
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear? Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
I said I'm looking at comments.
Do you remember the aerial school incident we talked about?
I don't care.
Do you remember it though?
Yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
I want to see the. Is there a way we can pull the drawings and show people? I want to see what they look like. I never actually got a chance to see the pictures, but I remember you talking about it.
I wasn't prepared for that, but we could post it on our social media. I'll put it on our Instagram, put it on our Twitter, so that for those of you listening can also see. Typically, if we're a little bit more prepared, I'd have some pictures, but today we're just kind of getting back into the game. talking, making sure everything's working correctly, making sure we're live streaming, make sure we know how to read the chats, make sure we know how to respond. So I'll tell you, going from just a few microphones to this is quite a big leap ahead. So, yep. Anyway, if you get a chance, make sure you check it out. It's called Aerial Phenomenon, but it's spelled A-E... A-R-I-A-L, I think.
A-E-R-I-A-L.
No, I think that's how it's normally spelled. But
yes, there's an A-E.
They spelled aerial with the same way they spelled the aerial school. So they're kind of doing a word play off aerial school and aerial phenomenon.
Hydronym.
Is that what it's called? Did you make that up?
I think so. No, I heard it before. Hydronym, it's like same but not same. Play on words. Hydro means water, but I don't know. I can play it off though.
Sorry, I didn't want to cough directly into the microphone. But it's going to be an interesting documentary, and it was an interesting case, and I think Josh Gates covered it great. And
oh God,
that's an interesting documentary. What's that?
It's snotty.
You're snotty. I realize we can...
Skinny Bob is a hoto.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. Dude,
Skinny Bob is a queer?
Skinny Bob is a queer.
We love Skinny Bob.
I don't know Skinny Bob.
The alien?
Yeah.
You always tell people about Skinny Bob. How
Yes.
can you not know what we're talking about?
You love him. I don't know if he's real or not.
I don't know if he's real or not. He looks
I
real.
gotta go ask him.
He looks real, but that doesn't mean he is real. And for those of you who don't know about the Skinny Bob video, you should totally check that out.
On YouTube.
We did post it on our Facebook page, and I just put looks real, and everybody was like, it's not real, it's debunked. And I'm like, well, it looks real. Does it mean it is? That's the problem today, is all this shit can look real, and I'm sure the real shit looks fake. I mean, I just have kind of given up watching. I've kind of given up watching any newer UFO videos. I'm right now like doing a lot of research on old video, like maybe UFOs that are on VHS or film. Like recently we found a VHS tape at a local pawn shop,
I need some chat.
thrift shop. It was a VHS tape. It's really awesome, and all I need to do is find a VHS player. What's that?
How you doing? Oh,
Good.
yeah,
I got
tape
some
your
post-nasal drip there.
Actually, you know what? Yeah. See, we got that in Roswell.
Where got what?
The tape.
No, we got it at a thrift store. If you check out our social media on our Instagram, we posted it
Oh,
as
that's
well.
right. We did get that thrift store.
By the way,
It was some like disco.
we have some still very dedicated patrons that have hung in with us while we haven't been doing very many shows. Thank you guys. I think it's Carla, Curtis,
Paul Curtis, yes sir.
Brianna,
Bree Rube.
and the other person, I don't know. He doesn't really interact. He just gives us $5 a month. So thank you. If you would like to
appreciate
participate
you.
in this shit show, you can. Patreon.
The shit show.
Patreon.com/UFO Bros TV. We're always into the mysteries. We're always into the mysteries.
Hashtag probe shit show.
Yeah. It's pretty much shit's
Probe butthole shit show.
it's like, okay. In the
Hydronoun.
I don't think that's
I had to. Okay.
sorry. I need a napkin or something. But yeah. You're stupid. Jesus. You're crazy, man.
What can I say?
For our Spreaker followers, we'll be back on Spreaker. We are on Spreaker still. Are there any questions in the chat room before we kind of start wrapping this up, Joe?
My aho. Bernard Mendez met Skinny Bob. Also met the captain.
That
Bonnie
sounds...
said, "Wow." No, that's a good wow. It's like wow.
Well, okay,
Wow.
look, I was just going to say that, not to complain. I'm not complaining. Well, maybe a little bit, but when we were just clipping on microphones, it was like easier to get the stuff together, and now it's like just an effort to get it together, or has been.
Yeah, all we gotta do is sit there, plug it in, we're ready to go.
I know, so we could spend all the time we needed researching
but now,
it.
well, the thing is,
It's like by the time we get it connected, it's like we gotta go, and we're not always necessarily full of content. But hey, I did want to say before we kind of start wrapping up the show, we do have several interviews planned. We're in the planning process. We're going to be on a few coming shows, doing some interviews, talking about what we do, our incidents, and just for those of you who have managed to make it this long through the show and you're still listening, we've done a lot of shit
on this show. That's why it's a shit show.
We're always going somewhere. We've researched crash sites. We've been to UFO hotspots. We've been to the conventions. We've been to the workshops. We've been to the movie premieres. We've been to pretty much anything we could get to at the time that made sense, or we could get away, or whatever. So if you have any place that you think that we should go check out, maybe a little bit lesser known, or cases that are a little lesser known that we could go check out, let us know. ufobrostv@gmail.com. And Joe, you got to talk about one UFO thing. And it can't be a hydronym.
Hydronym. Well, what kind of info you looking for?
I don't know. You could talk about.
I just don't like Stephen Greer.
I know that.
You might. I don't know. He's irritating me with his teeth. Sorry.
We have that book. We bought all his shit.
$50 book. Yeah.
We went to a $100 like.
Here's a book, $25. Oh, get one fine, $50.
Yeah, and it was like a scribble.
It was just
but
like
whatever.
I could have done that with my aho.
I just wanted to be able to rub it. That's weird.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. I like this new guy. Help us name him. What do you think?
Name him.
You called him something earlier. I really liked it. He's like, hey. He's voguing. EB will be back. Our inflatable alien. He's just
inflatable.
Inflatable alien. He's just got a few holes poked in him.
Already?
Tiny pee-pee holes.
Oh, that's right. We
Just to bring it around back to the beginning of the episode, we got to end on pee-pee holes.
Listen.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Oh.
No.
Oh, God, people, let me tell you what we're going to do next. We're going to try to add another camera.
Right on my face.
Oh, God. It's going to be hard, but we're going to do it. We finally got, like, the software. We're excited. We're kind of like at the beginning. We're not like... We're not where we're at the beginning.
We got the meat and potatoes. Now we're getting the sides.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about in terms of aliens, please join us on our live shows, YouTube. You can also find us on Spreaker. Leave a comment below on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed anything we talked about here. We didn't really give you any exciting information, but we did ponder the concept of advanced aerial threats.
No, we didn't. We spent 6 minutes on it.
Will you let me do this? You want to do the outro? Go ahead.
See you guys.
All right, everybody. I'm Emmett.
Joe. Bye.
And we are the UFO Bros, and we'll see y'all